So do you think that you're pretty good at hiding your true feelings from your wife? Hi, I'm Charlie McKeever, your Happy Man Coach, and in my last video I talked about a man who said I have a pretty good poker face. That he believed that he was hiding from his wife how he truly felt about some of the topics and issues in their relationship. But is that really true? Now, in that previous video I talked about the lie that we tell ourselves and how it affects our relationship. But in this video, I want to talk about something even deeper. That when we're trying to present a version of ourselves to our wife that we think is acceptable to her, that we think she won't get upset about, then what we're doing is we're really managing her emotions. That we're afraid of her upset, we're afraid of her mood, that her moods make us uncomfortable, that her having feelings about things makes us uncomfortable. So what we do is we hide, we perform, we withdraw, we protect, we please, we pretend. We don't really say what's going on. We don't really show our real self. But here's the problem with that. Not only are we trying to manage her, but we're also saying indirectly, don't see the real me. Don't know what I really think about things. Just accept what I pretend to think about things. And we're desperately walking around wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard, wanting to be known. When I talk with men, they want intimacy. They want connection. They want closeness. They want affection. And can you just hear how we subvert that? How we distort our situation? How we get in our own way? We're saying, know me, see me, understand me. But then we're presenting a version of ourselves to her that isn't really the truth. It's not really what we think about things. It's not really what we feel about things. That we're saying, see me, don't see me. Know me, don't know me. Don't understand me. We want intimacy. And intimacy, a lot of times, he's using that as a code word for sex. But intimacy, in its truest form, is that we let someone in on our inner circle. And when we do that, it leads to connection. And when we have connection, then we have chemistry, we have connection, we have intimacy, we have the possibility, the potential for sex. But what he really means is that he wants to feel that closeness. He wants that connection with her. And it's hard to imagine that we could actually have that when we're pretending to push our feelings down, right? When we're pretending to be somebody that we're not, when we're believing that we have a pretty good poker face. So avoiding discomfort, and then you have to ask yourself, and a lot of times this is a hard question for a man, what are you afraid of, right? Are you afraid of something? And a lot of times he'll say, well, no, I'm not afraid of anything, because he doesn't want to seem weak. He doesn't want to admit that he's scared. He doesn't want people to think poorly of him, right? Again, this is the part of the routine, part of the MO is to manage other people's feelings. Because if they think he's weak, if they think that he is vulnerable, if they think that he's not okay in some way, then he might not be okay. That their opinion of him might change, that he might be seen as bad, that he might be doing something wrong, he might be making a mistake, and then he might not be pleasing. And so all of this is trying to manage somebody else's emotions, and it's exhausting. It is just exhausting. I hear that word from men all the time. Exhausted. I know I felt exhausted. I felt like I had done everything I was supposed to do to try to make her happy, and I still wound up separated after 22 years of marriage, laying on a blow-up air mattress in a vacant two-bedroom apartment, staring at the ceiling, asking myself, how did I get here? Right? And it wasn't until I learned what I'm telling you now that my life began to change. My relationship began to change. That I started telling the truth about what I thought and who I was and what I wanted for myself. And that took me being a part of a group of men. It took me talking with other men because I had spent so much time trying to please other people that I didn't know who I was. In fact, for a large majority of this work, for a couple of years, I had to just focus in on who am I. I had to wake up every morning and say, who am I? And I had to recognize that there were ways that I was holding myself back from being who I wanted to be, that I didn't really believe that it was okay to be me. And that was affecting my relationship. It was affecting my relationship because when we don't believe it's okay to be us, we get really upset about it. We get really upset. We either get angry or we get sad and depressed. We feel powerless and victimized and choiceless and dependent. And that puts us in a place in our relationship that's not good. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for us, and it's not healthy for her, and it's not healthy for the marriage. And so I had to learn, again, who I was. And it took me talking with men, going deep inside of me, being honest with myself, being honest with them, and then ultimately being honest with my wife about what I wanted for myself in a variety of different ways, not just in words, but in actions, in choices, in deciding that it was okay to be me. And by extension, that it's okay to be her, that she can be comfortable, that she can be relaxed, that she can open up, that she can tell the truth, that she can be herself with you, right? That my wife can be herself with me. And that's not going to be met with judgment. It's not going to be met with criticism, disapproval, disappointment. That we can actually be in a healthy, whole, happy relationship together as real people. So, if that's interesting to you, if anything I've said piques your curiosity, if you want to know more about that, then go to happymancoaching.com and fill out my free coaching call request form. We will get on the phone. We'll talk for about 50 minutes. You'll tell me what's going on in your relationship, and I'll ask some questions. We'll start to surface some answers for you. We'll start to unravel this hairball for you. We'll start to challenge the belief that your poker face is actually helping your marriage, that it's helping your intimacy and connection, your closeness, that it's actually bringing you together in some way by keeping the peace, that's slowly eroding your sense of self and who you are, and quietly telling your wife that it's not okay for her to be who she is somehow benefiting your relationship. We're going to talk about those things, and they're going to be challenging. It's going to be a moment of growth, but I guarantee you, after that call, you're going to feel calmer. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to feel more clear about where you're at and where you're going, and what it is that you can have for yourself, what is possible for yourself in your life and in your marriage, and that you can lead yourself to a different version of relationship with her. You can lead yourself and her to the 2.0 version of your marriage. That you can actually have the joy and happiness and closeness and intimacy and connection that you want in your marriage. It's just that right now, what's happening isn't working for you, and it's time for a change. So go to happymancoaching.com, fill out that form. Also, while you're there, check out my divorce bomb recovery book. Download that. Take a course. Join my men's community. Come to our weekly group calls. If you're in the Austin area, come out to one of our in-person meetups. Let's meet face to face. Let's hike together. Let's eat together. Let's talk with each other. And let's unravel this hairball for you, because I gotta tell you, life is a whole lot better when you're not pretending to be somebody you're not. So that's what I have for you today. happymancoaching.com. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.